You may be asking me, Leve, if the Federal Reserve of the United States of America is getting ready to hit XRP users like a tsunami. I'm afraid they don't even know it yet. What does that mean? What does that mean for my bigs? What does that mean for XRP? What does that mean for cash in the future? I'll do my best to answer all of these important questions before the movie ends. Stay tuned, but first I want to tell you why I think this wave is coming quickly and strongly. Let's begin with this. Christopher Waller is a member of the Federal Reserve Board. He says that the Fed could think about lowering interest rates this month. Now, Christopher Waller isn't the only member of the Fed board who has said something similar about lowering interest rates. I think rates will go down in July. Do I think they'll be cut in August? I really believe that's very likely. If you live under a rock, that is. A lot of people have asked the president and the media to lower interest rates. Almost everyone has been waiting for the Fed to wake up and lower interest rates. They're way behind schedule on this one, and so I guess it doesn't come as a surprise. Anyway, a lot of Fed members are now putting more pressure on things, right? If the majority of the Fed board wants to cut rates, it will happen in the end. This is really amazing news because of this. At this point, you may be thinking what effect rate cuts will have. Based on what has happened in the past, when do you think the price of XRP will likely go up? I'll answer that soon, though. First, though, I want to say that some really cool things are happening right now. The markets are very excited, and XRP is especially popular. Ethereum, or Bitcoin, has been getting a huge amount of traffic. It's crazy what the heck is going on right now. Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high. It went over $13,000 per coin and almost reached $14,000 per coin. This is an amazing amount of price growth in such a short time, and it wants to keep going up. It did hit a strong barrier, though. We'll see if it goes up during the same time frame that XRP hit $2.51. Also, we can see that there have been some pretty big changes since the Clarity Act and the Genius Act. Okay, and I have to say that this is going to be another huge week for crypto. A lot of important laws are being heard right now. The Brilliant Act, we all know that the Clarity Act is also being worked on. I'd also like to talk about this. The U.S. House Committee on Financial Services says that next week, the House will follow through on President Trump's call to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. Okay, so we don't really know what this means. But it sounds like it will be a pretty big reveal in the end, right? It seems like we'll be getting rid of a lot of red tape. That sounds like it. Of course, this fits right in with both the Genius Act and the Clarity Act. We already know what they're about. That's been talked about on this station. I think this probably means banks, other businesses, they are about to jump into the world of cryptocurrencies before anyone else does, at least in the Western region. And yes, I think this is pretty much what caused the wave. Okay, so let's talk about crypto anyway, since there are still trillions of dollars in institutional capital and banking capital out there right now. In the background, there is money ready to flow into the crypto world through ETF. This is institutional capital that is ready to go retail. More people will be able to use this, so they will naturally buy more because, banks will soon offer real crypto security services. It is now possible for wealth advisors in the US to offer their clients a range of cryptocurrency choices. All of these things seem likely to happen. I think all of this will be a part of this big reveal that, in their own words, will make the US the crypto capital of the world. That's pretty cool. Because of this, a lot of shorts are being closed out, which I think makes the whales happy, right? There is a very small chance that we have reached our short-term peak. It's only been a few days, but I think we've reached that little peak. Another higher high is going to happen after a small drop. I think that's what will happen here. We've been hitting higher highs and higher lows over and over again. It was terrible for shorts. When I say shorts, I mean things worth millions and millions of dollars. Feel like that trend is likely to keep going. A lot of people are going to go long now too, because they don't want to miss out on something. It's also likely that whales will try to hit those longs before the next big move up, especially the ones with more risk. The ones with more risk. I believe the ones with less risk will be safe. I'll say more about that soon. Once more, that's just my view. That's not advice about money. Thanks. That's what I think based on what I see. Now that the US Treasury has officially gotten rid of crypto broker reporting rules, this fully supports my theory that we should get rid of unnecessary rules. I believe this is only the first step of many, but it's likely that there will be a lot more of these kinds of announcements next week if they plan to make the US the crypto capital of the world. On a bigger scale, I think ETF will play a big role in that. That's what I want to make clear. As we all know, the SEC has to approve a number of different Solana, XRP, and BNB ETF within the next couple of months. That would be great if we can make a surprise statement there. And to sort of back up that thought there based on betting markets, which we have seen to be very accurate, there is a 76% chance that Bitcoin will reach $115,000 in July. I want to make things clear. If Bitcoin goes over $115,000 in July, I think that XRP has a chance to eventually get back above $3 and set new all-time highs there as well. And it'll take some time for the number of Bitcoins being traded to drop to Ethereum and then likely XRP. Ethereum and then likely XRP. Having said that, I do think it's likely based on past events and what we've seen happen in the markets. When it comes to XRP as a whole, there have been some pretty cool events. Many of you already know about this because I've written about it. The EVM sidechain has been opened up within the XRP environment. This means that it can now communicate with other blockchains. We now have a big EVM, or Ethereum, virtual machine. And in that EVM, the total value locked has now gone over $105 million. This is important because it shows that many people are ready to use this service, sometime for arbitrage and other times for DEX. Some DEX have shown up. Thank you, DEXup. Right now, a huge DEX is being built on XRP. This makes it possible, plus a lot more. In other words, XRP decentralized processes are now working. Very exciting. And the cash is coming in. Okay, this news makes a lot of people happy because XRP is one of the biggest blockchains out there. In light of all that, okay, take a look. I mean that XRP at a high point here. Take a look at these daily charts. They really look beautiful. What did we get next? 4% pump right here. 3.67% pump here so far today. The day is still going on. We'll see how it goes. I believe we have reached our highest point, around $2.50. We're running into a lot of trouble. We'll see what leads to this and how we end. We're still not sure if we're going to push higher or not. I will say that if we look at the lines of support and resistance, there is a resistance right now around 257. Right now, we have a support around 223. So I think it's possible that we will test that bottom support at some point. This has been going on for a while, and we keep hitting these higher highs and top resistance lines. We'll see. Maybe we'll wick up to 257 and then find our way back down to 225 at some point in that range. That is a chance, but what I really like about this chart is that the resistance line is pushing higher and higher, and so is the support line. This makes me very, very bullish. Both are going up with higher highs and higher lows. That backs up the idea that the overall direction will be upward, right? That doesn't mean we can't have short-term drops and hit this support level at the bottom. But it does mean that things are looking pretty good for the long run, and I'm very optimistic. We saw that the bands we pushed higher got tighter, but now they're just getting wider. Let's see what takes place here. As for dealing around, if we do go back to these lower levels, I'm ready to buy in big. Have fun on the ride. Crypto markets work this way, and that's what I do in my Discord group with you guys. We're killing it there. This month, we've done great. We did really well last month, and I think we can do even better in the coming months because of all the volatility and huge amounts of new money coming into the crypto space. If that sounds good to you and you want to see my trades for free, I invite you to join. All you have to do is follow the easy step-by-step process on the website. Click on that below. I'll see you in Discord, Telegram, or any other channel you choose. I'll see you soon. If you like the video, click like and subscribe. Peace,